Every August, we have the Perseids meteorite shower. So in post-production, I lightened the sky so you could see it better. But these, I was using a tripod, a high ISO, and a 30-second exposure. I was using continuous shooting, and this is just one of many pictures that I captured. I was using my wired latching remote, and then the white balance was sunny. So the North Star sits directly above the Earth's axis. It doesn't move with the Earth's rotation. That's why it is used for navigation. As the Earth rotates, the other stars slowly move relative to the Earth in a circle around the North Pole, or North Star. But it's the Earth that's moving, it's not the stars. These are 30-minute exposures. Long exposures allow the movement of the Earth to create star trails, even when you don't want them. The two images to the right were 30-minute exposures, so the sensor absorbed lots of ambient light, losing the dark night sky. The thing I thought that was really interesting is look at the colors of the stars. In post-production, I could have made these black and white, but then we would have lost all that cool color. So those are all 30-minute exposures. So while I was researching, I was up at Warm Lake. I took these pictures one night, and then I did some research on star trails, and I found another technique to use. Oh, to avoid, so if you wanted to take a picture and avoid star trails, so you want a longer movement of the stars, you divide 500 by your focal length. How long your shutter, and that's how long your shutter can stay open without star movement. You want to take a picture of that one? Star trails. The good news about planetary movement is that you can capture star trails as part of your creative image. Focus on the North Star. With the long exposure and Earth movement, the stars create concentric circles around the North Star. To avoid camera shake, use the tripod, bulb setting, and a wired latching remote shutter release. As with sports photography, use continuous shooting. This image is a result of stacking 400 images. The constituent 30-second images were captured automatically from 10:30 p.m. through 6:30 a.m. while I slept. An AC power adapter ensured that I wouldn't have a dead battery during the night. Sadly, the star trails covered 6 Perseid meteorite light trails and 2 airplane light trails. However, these individual images within the set of 400 images, I had them and showed them to you already. It's really easy and convenient. Once you've got it all set for continuous and 30 seconds, you turn on your latching remote switch, and it click, 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 all through the night, just capturing images, and then they stack together in software. So you can use your camera settings to automate your image captures. Set your shutter speed to 20 to 30 seconds. Set your camera to continuous shooting. Use your remote shutter button locked on to initiate your night of continuous shutter firings. Use your tripod, turn off your image stabilization, and set your lens to manual focus on infinity. This is the power adapter that I've got. So you notice that this piece is the shape of my battery. So this goes in the wall. This piece goes into the dummy battery. It goes into my camera, and I've got power to it. To avoid exhausting your battery through the night, you can use an AC adapter for your specific camera. The dummy connector is shaped like your battery and fits into your battery slot. The other end plugs it into a regular AC power outlet. This is the latching wired remote shutter that I've been talking about. There's a little hole on the side of your camera that it plugs into. It's been depressed and pushed forward. The yellow there shows that it's in the latched position. When you pull the button back out, the yellow is covered back up and the button pops out. If you just push the button in, the shutter will fire. Depending on how long you hold the button down, the shutter will stay open. If you push down and slide forward, the shutter will stay open as long as until you unlatch it. This does the same thing, but it's got some controls for automating firing, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. The wired remote allows you to take a photo without shaking your camera. By pressing the button 1/2 way, your camera will autofocus, just like your regular shutter. You can take a single image or by latching the button a long exposure. After selecting continuous shooting and latching the button, your camera will automatically capture images at your selected shutter speed until unlatched. The intervalometer that I showed you, you can select the number of desired images, the duration of the images, or durations of the shutter length you want, the delay between images needed for processing by your camera, and it will manage the photographs for you. I prefer to do it within the camera. Again, these are from the first night of shooting, and these are 30-minute exposures, and you can see the ambient light that was picked up even at Warm Lake. 8 hours, 400 images stacked together at 30 seconds each. You'll capture less ambient light on each image, and you'll have a shorter exposure, but collectively you'll capture the Earth's movement. So you can embellish your star trail image. Include a foreground element for interest or to indicate the location. Paint an element with your flashlight. With luck, you might also capture a meteorite light trail. Using software, one can stack multiple successive light trail images into a single image. So these images, you can see that they have featured foreground elements to add to the images. And in the bottom left, you can see the photographer with his headlight on, getting into the picture. Light painting. So you just take a powerful, well, probably any flashlight, but a powerful flashlight, and you can literally paint the light onto the foreground element. Light painting. During your long exposure, you literally paint an element of your image with a flashlight. And in the left image, you can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 6 meteorites that traveled through that image at the time. And he almost lined up the North Star with the peak of the spire, which is kind of cool. The picture to the right, you can see during a long exposure where he moved his flashlight to try and paint in elements. There's free software to combine star trails. With your camera on the tripod and without changing your settings, take a series of long exposure images of the stars surrounding the North Pole. Each image will capture a portion of the star trails. Take your first photo at the same shutter speed with the lens cap in place. Process and save your images to a file. Then you can import them into the software, which will stack images to create a much longer exposure of the star trails. This created long exposure will have less risk of blowing out or having grain noise. I'll get to it. So Star Stacks is a free application which combines your series of star trail images. The one image with the lens cap on it is to show what digital artifacts your camera is picking up, like something on the lens or something. And so within this software, you select subtract dark image. and that eliminates those digital artifacts from the shown demonstrated by the lens cap image. This slideshow, I'll leave it up on Google Drive for a month. And this is the address of the slideshow, and there's my my website. Here are my contact details, which you'll be able to find. So Bethany, if I send that link to you, could you send that to everybody who registered?
Yeah, I believe that, I can work out a way to do that. That'd be great.
All right, then you'll have it. So here's, as we finished in under 2 hours, here are some other slides that I had taken out. So here's some more online resources. So a video about star trails and photographing the moon, the Milky Way, finding the Milky Way, pre-visualizing the night sky from any location. I haven't used this one yet, but it sounds pretty interesting. Additional equipment you might need. When you're out shooting in the dark, frequently you'll want to make adjustments to your settings in the dark. A flashlight helps and hurts. Your eyes adjust to the bright flashlight, making it harder to see the faint starlight. Putting a piece of red cellophane over the lens of the flashlight, secured with a rubber band, will keep your eyes in night vision and allow you to make any needed adjustments. Some people, so far we've been trying to capture as much light as possible, especially for nighttime images. For long exposures during the day, to avoid an overexposed image, you want to reduce the light available to your camera sensor. You can start with increasing your aperture, big number, small hole, less light. If this isn't sufficient, you can use what's called a neutral density filter. These come in various levels of darkness. You'll want to adjust your exposure settings before mounting the ND filter, as you might not be able to see through the dark filter. There are also magnetic solutions where you don't risk accidentally moving your camera or the settings, where you can just magnetically mount and dismount the ND filter. There's examples of the ND filter. This is another slide that goes over the exposure triangle. And I'm ready for questions.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Does anyone have any questions at the moment? And then Sheena just put into the chat, as hopefully you all can see, if you all wouldn't mind, as soon as the class is over and we end it, there's a link in the chat to a survey that we'd like you to take. And it'll be a really quick survey, but we'd love to hear any feedback you have and any comments, just so we know how we can better create these classes for you. So any questions? Chris, I actually have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you talked about it a little bit at the beginning, but how exactly did you get involved in photography? Because I know your bio said you started in 2008. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I retired.
Okay.
Hang on just a second. I retired from speech therapy, and I took a trip to the Northwest. And trying to think, I don't know that I've got the pictures on here, but I was in the Olympic National Forest, and I turned down a road, and the early morning mist, there was, the sunlight was shining through the dense forest, making these huge, beautiful, thick light beams. And I took a picture of that, and I had occasion to blow it up a few months later, and I just thought, wow, it just emotionally, it took me back to that very situation, the emotion, the feeling, the awe and inspiration of it. And I thought, well, you know, this is quite a powerful medium. I'd like to do more of this.
Amazing. That's so cool. Well, thank you, Chris. It doesn't look like we have any questions unless someone wants to put one in the chat right now. So thank you again just for teaching this class. I know I learned so much and am even more excited about photography now than I was before. Yeah, and thank you everyone for attending. And we will.
Bethany, a quick question.
Mhm.
Can you copy, Chris, one of y'all, can you, you probably can't do it, Bethany, if I can't do it. Chris, can you copy that link into the chat?
I don't see how to get into chat. I can email it to you, Tina.
When you move your cursor around inside of the black Zoom box, do you get a share screen and all of that down at the bottom?
Hang on just a second. Share screen?
What we're looking for is chat room or chat, I think.
Chat.
If not, that's okay.
Oh, yeah, wait. So here's chat.
So if you click on that, you should be able to copy that, the slideshow link into that chat room, and then everybody can get it.
Okay, it's in there.
Excellent. That's perfect. That's exactly what we needed.
But that chat room will disappear when we leave, right?
Yeah. Actually, it'll still be on my. I'll still save it, so it should be okay. But that is exactly. If any of you guys want to use it, go ahead and click on it now, and then just make it a favorite, and you can come back and look at it some other time.
Okay. Anything
Perfect.
else?
Thank you.
Anyone?
How many people did we finally have?
It looks like 9 people. So that means that I know that I got a call from at least a couple folks who couldn't get into the room. So they just have some whatever problem. So I need to work with them so that they can get in the other rooms. But luckily it's all being recorded. So they should be able to get to it and be able to see it at their leisure.
Terrific.
Well, thank you everyone. And thank you again, Chris, for teaching all of us.
This was great. Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good day, everyone.
Okay, Bethany and Sheena, if you could stay on after this.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Carol Mason, I see you showed up. You are on mute probably, or I don't actually even see. Let me see if I can get you to, no, I guess I can't move you. Anyhow, I see you in the room. Whatever you did, that's what you need to do tonight for Chili Rellenos. That worked. Oh, here you go. I asked to unmute.
Was Carol Mason in for the whole thing?
No, she wasn't. She was one of the ones having trouble getting in. So she's gonna have to watch it on. I'm just glad we got her up and running.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay. I'm gonna try the survey. Hopefully that'll work. So very well done for our first class. Like I said, at least one person had trouble getting into the room. It looks like though Carol got in, so that's good. My screen went away. I mean, Zoom and Microsoft or something didn't play well for about 3 minutes there. So I had to actually restart Zoom. And I was in a total panic because I thought, oh my gosh, did I restart everybody, you know? But it turns out the good news was because I had made one of y'all, somebody a host, a co-host, then it just went on without me. And then I just needed to start recording again once I got back in.
That's a good
So
lesson.
that's a good lesson.
Yeah.
Because, you know, who knows what reason that was. I don't think I was doing anything. I may have been fiddling around with trying to get off my headset and onto my computer audio. And maybe that made it go crazy. I don't know. But anyhow, the lesson is make somebody a co-host so that if one of you goes down, the other one will be there to keep it rolling. So,
Yeah.
man.
So Bethany, while I was in the Northwest, I also took this picture.
Okay, I can kind of see it.
Hang on.
I think your background's just,
Yeah, how do I turn off the background?
if you go under, you should be able to go under choose virtual background and then just do none.
Okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
this is the ferry dock on Friday Harbor in the San Juan Islands.
Yeah.
And so while I was still focused on that, ferry boat came in.
That's
What
so
came in?
pretty.
The ferry boat. So that was the
Oh,
reflection of the ferry boat landing.
Wow.
that's
And
crazy.
that picture hung as part of the 2010 triennial at Boise Art Museum.
That's amazing. That's so beautiful.
Oh, hang on. For some reason, this isn't allowing me to show the full size of it. But on the far left, you can see that filtered light picture.
Okay, I think I see it. Wow. Your photos are so amazing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they're really, really neat and unique.
Well, you know, it's kind of hard doing it with just nothing coming back at you.
Yeah.
No feedback.
I know, I was trying to smile to be like, uh-huh. It's hard, I know.
Yeah. Well, at least you've got a recording, so I don't have to do it again, and you'll have it available for other people.
That's right. And Carol, if I could get you to unmute, and you might know, in order to do that, just move your cursor around inside of the Zoom box where you see the pictures of us. And on the far left, oh, that is, okay, you're taking a picture of somebody's glasses?
Yeah, that's a reflection of the Grand Canyon.
Oh my.
So neat.
This one's kind of fun. This is,
There you are, Carol.
Oh,
What's
wow.
that?
What is that? Oh, oh my goodness.
And so what looks like the eye of something is actually the gas cap.
Yeah.
And you can see the trees surrounding it reflected.
That is so neat.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. That's so
This is an unused stock loading chute in northern Idaho.
Oh, wow.
This is, one day I took my little puppy, who's since gone to heaven, went outside. It had rained the night before and then frozen on the windshield of my van. And so when I tried to take a picture, all I got was my silhouette and the bright sun. So I got inside the van, shot through the window. This is an untouched picture of the sun illuminating that frost pattern.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
Say, Carol.
Hello.
There you are. I'm glad you got in.
Yeah, I'm here. I think it's all over though. I missed it.
Yeah, yes, it is. But it was recorded, so we'll make sure you can get to it.
Okay. Hi, Chris.
Hi. Ice on a mud puddle.
That's amazing.
So the theme of my work is unobserved beauty surrounds us.
Yeah.
I see my pictures as calling people to notice their world.
Mm-hmm.
This is near Haley, Idaho. It's a windswept roadside snowbank.
Ah,
And
Wow.
going bottom left to upper right, as the wind howls across the ice, etching and carving the crust, it gets to the end and it builds up what's called a cornice. Then the weight curves it down, so you've got a series of natural gargoyles, including in the top right, the Lion King.
Wow.
This is a long exposure at the Snake River Stampede. You know the Snake River Stampede?
yes.
Mhm.
So these are the stampeders riding along, and they've got lights on their harnesses and on their bodies.
Cool.
And they're riding patterns. This is,
Wow.
as a photographer, this is very instructive. This is, I was near a pond and this frog was just sitting there. So I took a lot of pictures of him. I got home and developed them. And all I could notice just beside his eye, that blurry piece was like pale blue. That's all you'd ever see in the picture. So by removing the distraction of color, this picture came alive. You can see his legs in the water and all sorts of details.
That
Mm-hmm.
is so neat.
This is at the old pin. This is sunset at the old pin.
Out there at Warm Springs, Old Penitentiary.
Yeah, near the botanical garden.
Mm-hmm.
These are
Yeah. Wow.
Nice.
dormant
That's
hofta
beautiful.
leaves in the garden.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
This is a 1940 Plymouth pickup that over the years has been painted different colors, and now it's appealing.
Oh, brother.
No, it's a feeling. Okay,
Here
That was
that's
good.
good.
2 cubes of aluminum waiting for recycle.
Wow. It really does make you think about
Mhm.
everything that we don't see like on a day-to-day
Mhm.
basis.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So even just a stack of tires at Les Schwab are beautiful.
Neat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So this is a foggy day at Warm Lake. And my mom used to call this picture scribbles. So it's reeds and their shadows, reflections in the water.
Mm-hmm. And did you take those pictures with that with your
Oh,
cell
no.
phone? So
No,
you
they're-
just have some of your stuff from your camera that you put on your phone.
Yeah, it makes it easier
Okay.
to show it to people.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
That's so
Okay,
cool.
good.
So these fireworks, it was so smoky, you couldn't see the fireworks. And so when I adjusted it, what worked best was cool colors like blue and white.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And so it's kind of interesting that such a hot thing is,
It's coming off as cool.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
This is from inside a restaurant. It's I can't even think of the brand right now, but it's a beer brand. So the neon lights, you see them from
neon.
behind, and they're
Mm-hmm.
reflected on the window.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh. Wow.